Hello, Bet Torah family. As we prepare for Pesach, which is in only a couple of weeks, we share some ideas on the Haggadah. The second paragraph of the Haggadah tells the famous story, מעשה, ברבי אליעזר, ברבי יהושע, ברבי אליעזר ben Azariah, ברבי עקיבא, ברבי טרפון, שהיו מסובים בבני ברק. These 5 giants of men were sitting together telling over the story in Bnei Berak. They spent the entire night telling over the story of Yetziat Mitzrayim, which highlights the idea that was brought down at the end of the last paragraph, which said, anybody that extends himself, that goes above and beyond to tell over the story of Yetziat Mitzrayim is praiseworthy. Even the greatest rabbis who knew the story cold spent the entire night telling over that story. The second part of that story reads as follows. Amar Rabbi Eلیעזר ben Azariah, Hare ani keben 70 shana. Says Rabbi Eلیעזר ben Azariah, I'm like 70 years old. In reality, he was not. He was 18 years old. Nonetheless, he was appointed as the head of the Sanhedrin, but a miracle happened and his hair turned white to make him look older and more authoritative, so people would accept his piskei halacha. But he said, I did not know, I could not prove that one should tell over the story of Yetziat Mitzrayim at night until I heard the derivation of the pasuk of Ben Zoma. Shneimar, as it says in the pasuk that Ben Zoma expounded, Leman tizkoret yom setecha me'eretz Mitzrayim kol yemei chayecha, so that you should tell over, you should remember the day that you left Egypt, your entire life. Yemei chayecha hayamim, kol yemei chayecha halelot. The words yemei chayecha in the pasuk teach me that I should tell over the story in the day. Kol yemei chayecha, all the days of your life. That word kol teaches me that I should tell of the story also at night. And from there I can prove that you should tell over the story of Yetziat Mitzrayim at night. A very strange paragraph. Telling over the story in the day, telling over the story at night. What is the underlying idea of what Rabbi Eلیעזר ben Azariah is saying? And in fact, the debate between him and the Chachamim over whether or not to tell over the story during the day or at night. The machloket here, the debate here, is a reflection of a debate in the Gemara Masechet Berachot. The Gemara Masechet Berachot records a debate about when we can consider the Jewish people redeemed from Egypt. Can we consider them redeemed from the night before? Or can we only consider them redeemed the next morning, the day that they actually left Mitzrayim? If I want to say that they can be considered redeemed from the night before, it's because mentally, spiritually, emotionally, philosophically, they were redeemed. They knew they were leaving. Geulah was on the threshold. It was imminent. The Mitzrayim were experiencing Makat Bechorot. They knew the Jewish people were leaving. In their minds, the Jewish people were already free. But at the same time, they were still in the country that imprisoned them. And so perhaps I can only consider them free the next day when they leave. That's the machloket. When can I consider them redeemed? And perhaps that is in fact what Rabbi Eلیעזר ben Azariah is saying here in opposition to the rabbis. You have to tell over the story of Yetziat Mitzrayim not only in the day but at night. Because at night they were considered free, not just the next day when they physically left, but in fact the night before they were considered as free and redeemed. This machloket, this debate is a philosophical one, and it is the perfect debate upon which to begin the Haggadah. The debate that they're having here is not day, night, tell it over in the day, tell the story at night, what time, what day. That's not the point. The point is, the rabbis are debating the meaning of freedom. What is freedom? According to the Chachamim, who are going to say that I can only consider the Jewish people redeemed during the day because that's when they left, they're going to say that freedom is a state of being. Eلیעזر ben Azariah, who is echoing the opinion in the Gemara that says you can consider them redeemed from night, and therefore we should tell over the story at night, is saying that freedom is not a state of being, freedom is a state of mind. If I can be mentally free, despite my physical imprisonment, then I am in fact free. In the words of Viktor Frankl, survivor of the Holocaust, who wrote in his book, Man's Search for Meaning, the only thing they couldn't take away from us was our attitude. Because if I can be free in my mind, philosophically, socially, emotionally, mentally, then despite the shackles that may imprison me, that may keep me ground to a certain place in time, I am in fact free. As we begin the journey of Yetziat Mitzrayim, at the beginning of the Haggadah, we're making a statement here that freedom is a matter of attitude. It's a state of mind. The Jewish people throughout history have been imprisoned in many, many different countries, but they were never imprisoned in their minds, and therefore they have, since they left Egypt, been a free people, because in their minds they've only been servants to Borei Olam. Chag Sameach.